macros. I'm learning how to...
Learning. You know how to do it already. It's macros. It's Aaron. I'm Aaron Martens. I got a few tips. It might help some of you guys at home. He's using a Gamakatsu size 1. That's what I use. It's a split shot hook. Pretty much stock right there. I've had in the past I've had big fish come off that and just sort of missing. Yeah, you don't hook them. I don't think it doesn't hook them quite good enough. It doesn't get enough bite on the fish. So you skin hook them a lot. You'll get their tip their lip a lot, and you end up losing fish. I found that if you take a pair of pliers and open this hook up just a little bit, it increases the hookup ratio. And where you hook them in the mouth, like huge. I mean, you probably almost your odds go up 20 or 30% just by bending this hook up. Just take and open it up. That's better. Just a little bit. You can go more than that even, but I do it on all of them. The 1/0s, the size 4s and 2s. Just flex it out. You don't want to go too far and put it back in, but so I just opened it up a little bit. Instead of that point going towards the eye, it's now going that way. And that will actually stick the fish better. You get more meat basically. You get a better hook set. Just basically, it's much better. I've played with that for a long time, and it's I've had bad luck in the past. That's cost me tournaments. Yeah, and the knot I use is a Uni Knot, and all I do is I take the line, I pinch it like you would, basically doubling the line. Take it and pinch it, stick it through the eye of the hook. The trick on this knot is your fingers, like holding it. You have to get comfortable with it. You're gonna have to get a knot book and probably practice it. But you know, I hold it like that. If you freeze frame it at home, I take my other hand, I hold the hook. This is a Uni Knot. Just the line's doubled. It's gonna look confusing, but it's not that bad. So all I did is I flipped it over. The reason I did that is because you gotta wrap up inside of the knot, or to make the knot, you gotta wrap up inside of the loop you just made. I'll show you when we're done. Lighter line, I do more wraps. Lighter line, I'll do 7 wraps. Even if I use like 3 or 4 pound, I'll do 8 wraps. But the heavier line, like the 12 pound and up, you can use 5 or 6 wraps. You're okay. And another trick about this knot is pulling it tight. That's one of the harder parts. I didn't leave myself enough line. It's funny. I'm making it look really bad. So what I did is I pulled all the lines at once. I wet it. When you go kind of cinch the knot a little bit, just so it's kind of like you see it, so it's not tight, but it's partially cinched. And then take the 2 tag ends and the main line and the tag end and pull that so it's tight. Then I'll kind of take all of them and snug it. And another thing I do that's really important, especially with light line, is I'll take the lines, both of them, and pull them really tight, almost to the breaking point like that. So if this is 4 pound, I'll take it and pull really almost to the breaking point, and that's it. You don't want to pull twice, you just want to pull it, basically cinching it down really tight. Once you do that, you're done. Then those pliers. Cut your loop off. Those would probably work better. Basically cut the loop off, and you can cut it shorter than that. Take your basically your end that was just a single piece. Put that with your hook point facing towards you, and stick it through the eye, like so. Cut that tag in off so it looks pretty. And as a drop shot, another thing you can do with these new weights we have. Mark's got one right here. It's this is a kanji. It's got the little clip on there. What I did is, it doesn't meant to put on your line, but you lose more weights that way. What I did, tie a little tag in, like a little overhand knot, like so. And plus, it makes it a lot easier to put on. If you don't have that tag end on there, see how it just pulled right on. If you don't have that tag on there, it's really hard to catch. You gotta almost hold both ends and kind of push it into it. And that is your basic drop shot rig. Make sure to keep your knot straight. You want the knot to look like that. You want it to be straight off the eye. Sometimes if I'm casting, I'll kind of angle it. And the good thing about that knot is it's really tight. It doesn't loosen up. It stays really, really tight. So you can kind of angle the knot the way you want it, and that will actually angle your worm. So if you're casting, it's at an angle. If I'm fishing vertical, I'll do that sometimes. Put the hook more so the worm is vertical on it. So I actually adjust the knot on the hook a lot. And he's got a Robo Worm here too. That's cool. My sponsor. This is a Robo Worm, 4.5 inch skinny ST they call it. The most common way of rigging a drop shot is putting it to the tip, like so. There's numerous ways. Wacky rig, I do a lot. Lots of action. Sometimes that's way better than nose hooking. The little thing that we did in California years ago was a trick for fishing like light brush piles, to vertical fish and brush, and if you had an exposed hook and the fish were really finicky, you'd snag the brush piles a lot. So what we started doing is sticking the hook in the worm, inside of the worm, like so. And actually I do that most of the time, just because instead of the hook kind of bouncing around, the worm kind of sliding on the hook, now the worm and the hook are like one. So when you move that hook, the whole worm moves, which looks a lot better in the water. If you rig it like this and rig it nose hook the traditional way, this will look a lot better. Yep. You like my nails? That's a fish catcher there, isn't it, Mark?
What's your favorite Robo Worm color?
My favorite Robo Worm color? Lots of them.
Main one, just
Bold Bluegill, Aaron's Magic.
Okay.
Margarita, Mutilator, MM3. That's a killer color. I mean, he has so many good ones though. It depends where you're at.